championship has to come through Carolina. But at the same time, we have a lot of unfinished business. We have a lot of work we have to do, and we understand coming off a bye week, we have an opportunity to correct some of the mistakes we made this season, and so we can become a better football team.
Back to Nick Mixon, Jim Sluky, Eugene Robinson, and Jordan Rose with Panther Talk on the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.
Yes, the gang is all here, as Mr. Big Boy said. I'm Nick, he's Bazook, we got Jeannie Robb, Jordan Gross, and then Brad Norman for another segment. All my life, ever since I was a kid, I've been fascinated with punting, primarily because I was no good at tackling. Millions of guys have explosive legs, but only a few, Brad, can regularly mesh the drop with the leg. So why is the drop so hard to master? How critical is it to what you do?
Well, I'd like to say that punting is a relatively inexact science. I mean, you're hitting a moving target every time you do it with your leg. So it's not necessarily easy to do consistently. Throughout my years of high school, college, my years of pros now, there have been, like you said, plenty of guys with big legs. They might hit 1 out of 10 that are just great punts. Everything sort of meshes up and works out together. They can hit it right where they need to, but 1 out of 10 isn't going to cut it. It's almost like a golfer, you know, where you try to just really work on consistency. You do the same stroke over and over, and you can't just have one shot, you know. You can't just be a long drive guy. You know, some situations call for flipping the field. Other situations call for hitting them inside the 10. Certain returns require you to emphasize direction. So there's so many things, and there's so many different kinds of shots there are. But in reality, you've got from when JJ snaps the ball to when the ball hits my foot, it's 2 seconds or less, or else it could be a block. So that means in my hands, I have it for 1.3 seconds. So 1.3 seconds, I have to catch, mold, get it to the right spot for the drop, and kick it, and have it be a good punt, a consistent punt. So we're working on a stop clock, and you know, we gotta make sure that we do it right every time. So just repetition and you know, just the consistency is something that you constantly battle with, but it's fun. It's fun to do.
It's almost a zero tolerance position when you guys have. It's got to be perfect every time. I think a lot of Cowboy fans will think about the time Tony Romo dropped one holding on a big kick that was in, I think, a playoff game maybe at that point for you. Talk about the difficulty and the skill of what that is in terms of being a holder, catching what JJ's throwing at you, and getting it spun just the right way for Graham to kick it.
We have quite the operation back there. I'm not gonna lie. Graham has a handful of different holds that he likes, similar like I was talking about punting. Some different kicks require different trajectories of the ball, wind, things like that. So we've got several different holds in which I can hold from. Some are leaning forward, more to the side, some are up, and some are just in between. So between Graham and I in particular, he can just say a word or a nod or something like that, and I know what kind of hold he needs for a given situation. I'm kind of caddying the ground for him, trying to find a good spot. JJ is so good at what he does. He's so consistent about putting the ball in my hands more often than not. Almost every time the laces are right in my hand, so I don't need to spin it. So it allows me to grab the hold I need. But you don't really think about the whole Tony Romo thing. You know, there are
Thanks
times,
a lot, son.
yeah, I haven't thought about that one for a while, but good to be reminded.
It's Tony Romo.
But you know, it's definitely an operation we have back there, and it just comes from years of us working together and having an understanding and getting a feel for each other. But it's something that goes under the radar until something bad happens. So we'll keep on staying under the radar.
You know, I asked you this question on the